I put in my paperwork is for Martell to have full custody of the kids.
I'll knock you in your face.
I don't want my kids to be around that. You cheat.
I will knock the out in for real.
So what was your sexual activity with somebody else? What was your sexual activity with somebody else? It don't matter.
Sign the paper.
I've been trying to sign the
Oh,
papers.
you
Why
have
you saying that?
not. You don't want it.
The only reason I want to be back with you is for the kids.
That may be an excuse that works for your that you deal with.
You're
it
one
doesn't
now.
work for me. You know you the one that this marriage up and you trying to call me a hoe? You ain't.
It had been quiet for some time, almost too quiet. The kind of silence that makes people start asking questions about what might be happening behind the scenes. There were no interviews, no clear responses, just little hints and quiet whispers spreading across social media. Fans didn't know what to think. Some felt concerned, while others were simply waiting for the moment Melody would finally break her silence. And now, that moment is here, because what just unfolded caught everyone off guard. Melody, the woman who carried so much emotional weight on Love and Marriage, has finally stepped forward in a way no one expected.
Found out about Martell cheating in March of 2017. I moved out, started talking to attorneys about what, divorce would look like, what my steps were. I went out on a few dates, right? But I thought my marriage was over. I know for a fact that he gets excited when it seems like things aren't going well for me. And I think that's because that makes him feel like if she doesn't do well, she'll come back. If she can't provide for herself, she'll come back. So Melody is not coming back.
The woman who turned her pain into strength in front of millions suddenly found herself pushed away from the very platform she helped create. And the most shocking part? The decision that led to her exit is now being linked through growing rumors and inside talk to the one person who had already hurt her before, Martell. Yes, that same Martell, the man who once stood beside her as a husband, a business partner, and a symbol of success. The same man whose betrayal played out for the world to see. And now, whispers suggest he may have had a hand in her being removed from the show. But here's what makes it even more powerful. Melody didn't react immediately. She didn't rush online, didn't argue, and didn't try to defend herself right away. Instead, she stayed quiet. She waited. And now, she's finally speaking out. What she's sharing goes deeper than anyone expected, more emotional, more real, and far more impactful. Because this isn't just about a reality show anymore. It's about facing betrayal all over again.
I hate that Martell is using time that we would agree for me to take as a mother, wife, business owner, just the time to still await. I hate that he's trying to use that to make it seem as if I was meeting men at hotels. What a way to project. Projection is real, because we all know what you was doing.
Melody's journey didn't begin with fame or reality TV. Long before the cameras and public attention, she was already building her life from the ground up. Step by step, she created something real, a family, a career, and a strong foundation through hard work and determination. Nothing was handed to her. She earned it all. From the outside, her life once seemed perfectly balanced. She was a smart, driven woman with big goals, a growing business, and a husband who appeared just as motivated. Together, Melody and Martell built a brand that people looked up to. They weren't just partners in love, they were a team. So when Love and Marriage Huntsville came into their lives, it felt like everything was finally falling into place. Audiences connected with Melody right away. She came across as real and authentic. She wasn't pretending or putting on a show. She showed strength, but she also allowed people to see her vulnerable side. Many women saw themselves in her, trying to balance work, family, relationships, and personal growth. In the beginning, her relationship with Martell seemed strong. They laughed together, worked side by side, and presented a united image that made people believe in their bond. But over time, things began to change. What started as small issues slowly grew into visible cracks, and eventually the truth came out and changed everything.
They always talk about how, they don't take sides. But now here she is being disrespectful. And this is like a point of her taking Melody's side because she's always pointing the finger, like, Martell, you destroyed your family. You cheated on your wife and things like that. No, that. Melody, she cheated too.
Martell's infidelity wasn't something that stayed private. It became public, painfully public. What could have been handled behind closed doors was suddenly out in the open for everyone to see. For Melody, that kind of betrayal felt even deeper. It wasn't just about the cheating itself. It was about her trust being broken in front of millions. It meant having to stay strong on the outside while dealing with so much pain on the inside. Even through all of that, she carried herself with grace. As her marriage was falling apart, Melody didn't allow it to break her completely. She kept showing up, kept working, and kept moving forward, even when it would have been easier to step away and hide. That strength is what made people respect her and support her, because she wasn't just getting through it, she was rising above it. But just when it seemed like she had finally regained her balance, something unexpected came along and changed everything once again.
Playing mind games, that's just what he does. Like him showing up here today with these flowers, this smile on his face, like Prince Charming, when we all know that he's responsible for all of the stuff happening on social media pertaining to me. That could change people's opinions about me by him giving these false narratives. He's responsible for that.
At first, the change was very subtle. Fans started to notice that Melody's presence on the show felt different. Her screen time seemed shorter, and her role didn't feel as important as it once was. Something felt off, but no one could clearly explain why. Then the rumors began. Quiet at first, but slowly getting louder. People started whispering that Melody was being pushed out, that decisions were being made behind the scenes without her full control. Then came the part that truly shocked everyone. Martell's name started coming up again. Some insiders hinted that he may have had influence, that he wasn't happy with how things had played out publicly, and that he might have been trying to shift the narrative in his favor. And if that meant pushing Melody out of the spotlight, then so be it. Nothing was confirmed right away, but the situation raised a lot of questions. Why would someone who brought so much value to the show suddenly be sidelined? Why did her role seem to shrink without any clear reason? Why did it feel like she was being removed from something she helped build? As more people started asking questions, things began to feel even more unclear. Social media quickly reacted, and fans were not silent about it. Many called it unfair. Others said it looked suspicious, and some believed it felt personal rather than professional. To them, it looked like history repeating itself. Another moment of betrayal, another situation where someone she once trusted might be working against her. And through all of this, Melody stayed quiet. But that silence wasn't weakness, it was control. Because when Melody finally spoke, she didn't come with anger or chaos. She came with truth. In a calm and powerful way, she opened up about what she had been going through, not just in her career, but emotionally as well. She didn't throw around accusations or create drama for attention. She simply shared her experience with honesty and composure. After that, support began pouring in. Fans who admired her strength stood by her. People who saw their own struggles in her story showed love. Many respected how she handled everything with grace. At the same time, there were others who chose to stay silent. And that silence didn't go unnoticed. Because in moments like this, people reveal who they really are, not always through what they say, but through what they don't say. Meanwhile, questions about the show itself started growing. Viewers began wondering what was really happening behind the scenes. Some even questioned whether the show still felt authentic or if it had become more controlled and strategic. Many felt that without Melody, something important was missing. Her presence brought emotion, honesty, and a sense of reality that couldn't easily be replaced. Without her, the show felt different, almost incomplete. But while all these conversations were happening, Melody had already shifted her focus. She wasn't waiting for answers anymore. Instead, she started creating new opportunities, building new paths, and focusing on new beginnings. She made it clear that she was no longer depending on anyone else to tell her story. She was taking full control of her own narrative. What makes this moment so powerful isn't just what happened, but how she handled it. Anyone can react with anger, anyone can respond emotionally, but choosing peace and growth requires strength, and that's exactly what Melody showed. She didn't let betrayal make her bitter, she allowed it to make her stronger. She didn't let loss define her, she used it as a way to redefine herself. In the end, this situation revealed more than just drama behind the scenes. It showed the truth about relationships, loyalty, and growth. Sometimes people are only meant to be part of your life for a certain time, and when that time ends, things change. Not everyone is meant to grow with you. Now, Melody stands in a completely different place, not just in her career, but in her mindset. She's no longer the woman who had to fight for clarity in a broken relationship